Hit me with the intro music. I can't hear it, so you'll have to tell me when you're doing it.
No, I'm going to edit it in post, so just go ahead.
Hit me with the intro music. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beard and a Half Movie Reviews. I'm Garrett.
And I'm Tyler.
And today is kind of a throwback episode. We are recording this from the comfort of our own homes. We live...
No video.
No video for just you. Another audio episode like the good old days. We live
back in 2019 days. No, I'm 2021 days. This is like the beginning of to throw back to last year whenever we were just like, dude, I have this idea. Let's do a podcast, all right?
It'll work.
Picture this.
Mm-hmm.
We do it at home in the comfort of our own homes.
Yep.
No video cameras, no setup. Just good old-fashioned vibing and thriving.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what we're doing today.
We're snowed in, people. We got hit with a lot of snow.
Edward Snowden.
It's been...
The government is after all of you. Turn off your webcams. Put tape over it. Don't take selfies. And don't post where you are on Facebook. Hashtag freedom, everyone. No, just kidding.
Don't record podcasts from the comfort of your own home.
If you think your bidet has a camera in it, it does. We can see your asshole. Stop.
We've been able to see it for weeks.
I've been able to see everything you've eaten. It is not pleasant. I know you had Thai food.
Hold on. I'm still here.
Wait. Hey. Keep your voice down. Okay. All right, welcome back.
Thank you.
Dude, at one of these points...
back now.
One of these
apologize
points,
in advance if anybody hears my child in the background. Once again,
it's gonna happen.
Comforts of recording from home.
Yep.
Love it. But we weren't just going to
interesting.
not do an episode this week. We still wanted to put something out there. We apologize it's not video, but it is what it is.
And if you want to see some video ones, we do have earlier episodes of our podcast that you can watch on YouTube. Beard and a Half Movie Reviews.
With an S.
You can actually just do Beard and a Half Movie Review if you want. I fixed it. It's fixed. A year later, it's been fixed. So that's some new changes as well.
Or you can just go to our Instagram page, Beard and a Half Movie Reviews. Click the link in the bio. You can
now with
see
that one,
everything.
You do have to
on
put
there.
the S.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay.
That's
that
true.
Makes sense.
So before we go any further, we are doing the Goonies today, the 1985 classic. And this episode is technically somebody has paid. I hate to say that somebody has paid us. I like the word sponsored us to do this episode. So on our Instagram, if you click the link in our bio, it'll take you to technically a little website that we use that's called Beacons. And basically, if you go to I don't remember if it's just called like the sponsor page or if it's just called support page.
I think it's
called the support page.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah. So you can make requests. So for $10, you can request us to watch a movie, and then we'll do an episode for it. For $5, you can sponsor an episode. So we just shout you out, and the whole episode is brought to you by you. You can just support us. Send us $1. Just let us know. You can ask us a question completely free. If we get a couple of questions, we will make our own segment on that for our podcast. And then if you support us, if you send us the $1, whatever, and if you want, at the very bottom, it shows our fans and our top supporters, and we can either link your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok, whatever, just showing that we have supporters. I'm the only one on there right now because, I like to support myself. Also, I didn't want to put yours on there, Garrett, just without your consent. I was like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, no.
Just let that be private.
I'm good. We'll let that be private. Although I'm sure sooner or later somebody's going to connect the dots and find me, but it is what it is.
I feel like literally everybody in your family that listens to the podcast, like, hey, you know that guy that you do a podcast with? he is just too crass for me. Too crass.
There's
I feel like that's like
3 members of my family that
Yeah.
listen to this right now. So
yeah. I mean, to those
about
3, welcome.
yes,
We have a lot of
welcome.
Indian people, like people from India,
Mm-hmm.
that listen to our podcast, apparently, according to our analytics. Also, I don't know if you've checked Spotify, 80% of them, 80% of the people that listen to our podcast are women.
Yeah,
the other
I don't-
11% are non-binary, and then
Still
there's
don't
like
get that.
9% that are just like dudes. So there you go.
When we started doing this podcast, I did not think that most of our demographic would be women.
Hey,
But, hey,
ladies,
man.
I'm single.
Ladies, I am not, but I'm here to talk.
Ladies, I am happily married with a child, so don't come at me like that. However, my boy Tyler, available.
Exactly.
You just gotta-
hit him up.
That's all you have to do.
Glad we got that back.
Yeah, aren't you excited just to fucking get soundboarded, bro?
Yeah, it feels weird recording from home again. I miss the studio, but next week we'll get back
Just
in there. Stuff will be
fucking
cleared
clip
up.
it.
It'll be a lot easier for us.
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier. This whole week has just been kind of a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So
Weather and just everything else is just not
just
been
everything in
fun.
general has kind of put a damper on that storm that just tore through the Midwest.
Yeah.
So, like my car window yesterday, after I tried to get out for work, turns out my window was frozen halfway down. So, like, there's just a fuck ton of snow in the back of my car. And I saw it this morning when I was getting my fucking boots out of there. I was like, nice.
Nice.
Anyways,
So it
So-
goes.
just wrapping a few things up, hitting some points. Episode is sponsored. You can sponsor an episode of our our webcast, our podcast. You can also support us in any way, shape, or form that you deem necessary. We love interacting with you guys. We don't do it enough. We
That's
need
just
more.
kind of a thing we started doing this just so we can interact with you guys more. So yeah, definitely get on
That's
there.
why-
If you got questions for us, ask questions. You want to sponsor an episode, sponsor an episode. Do whatever you want.
I'm just saying, personally, we've gotten 2 requests. One for the Goonies, one for 2019's Cats, the musical.
Can't
Let me
say I'm
tell ya.
excited to do that one, but
If you don't want to, you don't have to. I can take that one on alone.
I'm gonna flex it. I'm gonna do it. It's been a while since I've watched a movie that I just downright knew I was gonna hate before I even turned on the television. So
Dude, are
yeah,
you
we'll
excited?
we'll get right
Just-
back into it.
Next week to just fucking tear into a movie. We haven't done that since
Cat.
fucking Space Jam.
Yeah, it's
I'm
definitely.
just-
And somehow that is still, out of all the episodes we've done, as far as like just like audio
Overall.
downloads overall, yeah, still just the one that's out on top, and I just don't get it.
Just like Neo, man, it's the one, man.
I guess.
I mean, in the last couple of top 5 movies that are booming this week, top 5 episodes that are downloaded right now, we got Dune, we got Justice League, we got Split, we got Waiting, and we got Big Daddy. Those are the ones that are booming this week.
I don't understand how, but yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't understand it, but I love it. Keep listening. Share with your friends. All that good stuff. We like to see that you guys are listening, and it makes us want to do this even more.
even more. You hate on our setup? Support us. We'll get something better.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a question.
Hey,
Whatever
that
you
one
want to
guy-
do.
That one guy's microphone sounds like shit. Okay, we heard you. We got better mics.
We got better
Dude,
mics, yeah.
audio
My mic
quality,
is
way better.
not my usual mic. This is my at-home mic, so it is what it is. But, I mean, it's better than nothing. We'll just go with that.
Oh shit, I dropped my mic.
That's
Not you.
it's
Oh,
recording. That's past me. Okay. Let's
past me.
past me.
Present me is here now.
Yes. Let's get into this movie.
Go for
yeah, we were kind of on a binge of doing new movies, and then, like he said, we kind of we got people that want us to do the Goonies, so we did a movie from 1985
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go through this already. So it's got a just a PG rating. So PG, which is pretty surprising because they did curse quite a bit. Not like a lot, but you know what I'm saying.
And you got to see things you didn't need to see. But yeah, continue.
I mean, there was literal dead people you saw too, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Hour and 54-minute runtime.
It was way too long of a movie for what it was.
It really, yeah. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Directed by Richard Donner. This dude's actually directed some bangers, bro. We're talking old school Christopher Reeve Superman movies. We're talking Lethal Weapons.
Ooh.
All of them. We're talking Radio Flyer. We're talking just a bunch. Oh, and then, of course, you can't leave out the Cyndi Lauper music video, The Goonies Are Good Enough.
Also, I'm just going to point it out because you didn't mention it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Scrooged with Bill Murray. Great movie.
Yeah, no, he's definitely directed some good movies. So, obviously, this movie falls in line with that trend.
There's so many to fucking list. Google it if you want to know.
Quite a bit on there. It was written by Chris Columbus. No, not the one that discovered the Americas.
No, the one that discovered how to make Harry Potter bad.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. He is the producer of a bunch, if not, is it all? Or I'm sorry, a writer of all of the Harry Potter movies, or
no? So he was only a
executive producer. Okay, I see now.
He was the executive producer of Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets. He helped produce Prisoner of Azkaban just so he could give the throne to somebody else because he knew he butchered the first two, and then they just kind of took it from there. He did executively produce Monkey Bone and Bicentennial Man, though, which were
Monkey Bone's a funny movie, yeah.
Bangers.
Yeah. And then Rent. That's funny.
Mean, you have some good ones with the bad ones.
Yeah.
You got both the Night of the Museum movies, so we're good there.
Yeah. Also, story by Steven Spielberg, a person I don't even think I need to list off any of the movies that he's
shockingly,
done.
Steven Spielberg has not done a lot of movies. This guy was really an unknown. So I'm going through his IMDb, but I don't see any movies that he's done.
Yeah, it's crazy. None at all.
Jesus Christ. So I'm actually scrolling through his IMDb, and I've barely made it to his first.
A lot of executive producers and stuff like that. I actually didn't know till I just looked this up that the new Halo TV series that's coming out, he's an executive producer on it. So that's crazy. Huh.
That's fucking lit, bro.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Anyway, we know what Steven Spielberg's done.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
It's good. It's good.
So, Garrett, why don't you run us through the cast list? But if it's somebody that I know you go through like the TVs and stuff like that, like
sometimes,
what movies they've been in.
Depends.
On some of these guys that you list, some of them are known, some of them are lesser known. But I'm gonna try and give you a backstory on the ones that I can. If not, I'm just gonna hit you with a hard pass.
Well, first we're going to start off the list with the main character, Sean Astin. I'm sure
Astin. Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, sorry. I read that as Austin for some odd reason. Sean Astin, which, we all know him from The Lord of the Rings pretty much. And
nope, I actually knew him from Rudy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Rudy, I remember he was in that, 50 First Dates, too. I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go down through everything. What did you say?
Oh, wait, hold on. Did I spell that wrong? Did I say that wrong?
I just didn't hear what you said.
I said Toy Soldiers, but I think it's called...
Toy Soldiers, yeah.
I don't think it's called Toy Soldiers. I think it's called, like, Toy Soldiers. I think it was just a mistype with what I was looking at, and I was like, ooh, you fucking spelled it wrong. Yeah, it was Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is a movie. Okay, we're going to move on. Josh Brolin, so Thanos himself was in this movie. This was his breakout. This was his first movie, I'm pretty sure.
You fucking bypassed the fact that Sean Astin has also done work in Stranger Things.
Okay, but I understand. We're not going to sit here and list off every single thing.
Yeah, I know.
But yes.
Thanos was in this movie.
Yeah, Josh Brolin.
A very young Cable.
Very young. What else we got? Sorry, I was.
He was in No Country for Old Men.
He's been in a lot. He was in.
He's been in a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, Jeff Cohen as Chunk. I don't know anything else this guy has been in. And let me tell you, that guy looks completely different now than what I thought he would have looked like.
So basically, what happened with Chunk is, he was in like some TV movies and stuff like that in a series on television. But after a while, he was just like, I'm going to go back to focusing on school. So he graduated from UCLA Law School and then went into entertainment law. And then he founded his own company.
Nice.
And then after that, you kind of, I believe that he did an interview and was just like, yeah, I didn't want to be the fat kid in Hollywood. And I didn't want to be just known for that. So he went on just a completely different route. It's kind of like what Jonah Hill keeps trying to do, but they just keep bringing him back. They're like, Jonah Hill, we like you skinny, right? 200 pounds? Great. Can we double that? I got a movie for you. $2 million in your pocket. Just gain 200 pounds in the next 6 months.
Let's do this.
Right.
Who else we got? We got Corey Feldman.
Okay, you skipped Jonathan Key Kwan.
He's later down the list. I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Corey Feldman was Mouth. I feel like everybody knows Corey Feldman and Corey Haim because they were in like so much shit in the I'd say 80s and 90s and everything. So
here's the best part. So this dude was arrested for heroin possession in the 90s. And he just could not get back on track.
Yeah.
And then, like 13 years later, he pops on a reality TV show, and then was just like, no. 4 years after that, he did a show with Corey Haim.
Yeah.
And we all know he died.
Yeah.
And then he wrote about child sexual abuse in Hollywood, and he called the book Choreography, and there was a 2020 documentary about it called The Rape of Two Coreys. It's a whole thing. But after
Jesus
that,
Christ.
Yeah, dude, the dude after that struggle, he became a heroin addict. Then the other Corey, it was just a whole thing that caused it is a mess. That guy's life, not correct. Don't know why you would want that, but it was rough.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, yeah. Glad we got through that. We got Carrie Green as Andy, which was kind of Josh Brolin character's love interest, and somehow Mikey's as well in a way. She looks so familiar, but I was trying to place her in another movie, and I really just can't. I don't really have anything else. Honestly, she hasn't really been in that much stuff anyway, so.
No.
Not that I see.
From everything that I saw, she stayed out after like late 90. She just kind of disappeared out of the limelight. But her and Sean Astin went to a New Jersey horror con film festival in 2017. That's the last time anyone saw them together. That's it. That's the last time she was in the limelight, even for a little bit.
And then we got Martha Plimpton as Steph. I always remember her from Raising Hope. That's like the only thing I can really think of that. Oh, dude, she's freaking hilarious in that show. I love that show. But yeah, that's like the main. Apparently, she was in the movie Parenthood, and I've seen that very many times, and I do not remember her in that. But it has been a while since I've seen that movie. Moving on. Who else we got? We got.
Come on, man. Dude, Jonathan Key Kwan.
Is that? So
Data.
I know, but does he go by Jonathan?
I mean, maybe John.
Yeah, there needs to be a way around fucking IMDb's ads. Jesus, man, they just keep fucking popping up at the top of my damn screen.
How
IMDb,
would you rate
take
this
out your
movie?
fucking ads. There's
Why are
9
you
ads on your
interested?
TV, and then you pop up in front of what I'm trying to click on. This shit's annoying. It just says Ki-Hu Kwan.
His name is Jonathan Ki Hwan.
Okay, well,
He
it
goes
says-
by Jonathan.
that's okay. I got you. Okay, so yes, Jonathan. Say it one more time.
Ki Hwan. It's like Ki Kwan. Kwan, not Kwan.
Okay,
Kwan.
Jonathan Ki Kwan.
I feel like you're saying Juan still.
I feel like I am too, and I'm not trying
Like,
to.
think
Kwan,
Quantum Leap,
got you.
but just
Yeah.
Kwan.
Kwan. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so
I'm
anyways.
still hearing that emphasis on the H, and there is no H to be had there, bro.
I'm trying to do the U, but somehow it's coming out as an H. I'm moving past it.
Just think quantum. Quan.
I get it.
Quan.
Kwan. There we go.
I didn't hear an H. We're good. Moving
Okay.
on.
Indiana Jones played short round. It says he was in the X-Men movie. I don't remember
So-
him in that.
He wasn't in the X-Men. He actually was a stunt coordinator for the X-Men films.
Oh,
And
really?
he was also a stunt coordinator for The One.
Which is insane. I see that now.
Mm-hmm.
Does the dude do like martial arts and stuff?
Yeah.
That's wild.
You think Jonathan Ki Kwan doesn't do martial arts?
Well, obviously, I'm not just going to assume that information because of his ethnic background, but
Well, no, that's fair.
I didn't know that.
No, that's fair.
And then as Sloth, we got, oh man, I know this guy's an NFL player and everything else, but I am not going to be able to pronounce his last name. John
Matusak.
Matusak. Okay, yeah, John Matusak.
Yep.
Unfortunately, has passed away in 1989, apparently.
From a drug overdose. Yep.
I don't watch a lot of football movies, if I'm being real, and it seems like a lot of these movies he's been in are like football movies and stuff. Well, no, there's some other stuff, but I've never heard of any of these, so.
Oh, you haven't seen the autobiography Cruising with the Twos?
No.
Also, they did an autobiography about the guy 2 years before he died. That seems like a 2 years after sort of thing.
Yeah, they were already realizing he was gonna go soon, so they were like,
They were
do
fucking
it.
prepped for it.
And then we got Robert Davi.
Davi.
I'm gonna pronounce it like that, Davi. Yeah, this dude's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in Die Hard. He was in the Expendables 3. I do not remember him in that. 007 License to Kill.
Predator
Yeah.
2.
Predator 2, apparently. I've watched that movie maybe once in my life. I didn't really like it, so I never went back and watched it again. Anyways, Stargate Atlantis. Jeez. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm gonna let everybody know right now. In my free time, I've been watching the show Stargate SG-1. It's okay.
Thanks for letting me know.
You can make fun of me, that's fine. But there's like fucking 10, 11, 12 seasons of that. Every episode's like 45 minutes long. There's like 30 episodes a season. I'm like, fuck. This is a show I can watch for a long time. Moving on, we got Joe Pantoliano.
Pantaleone.
Pantoliano. There's an O at the end.
It's Pantaleone.
Pantoliano.
Okay. Just call him Joe.
It's I mean, Spanish for pants is pantalones, is it not?
He's Italian, dude.
Okay, but
It's
if he goes,
it's literally Joey Pantaleone.
Joe Pants. This is what I'm gonna start calling him.
Joe Panties.
He was. I'm always gonna remember him as Cypher from The Matrix, and then he was Captain Howard in Bad Boys. But then yeah, he was also in Memento. He's been in quite a bit of stuff, and he's always either like that asshole good guy, or he's just a bad guy in every movie. It seems like. If I'm being
Sort of
real.
like Christoph Waltz. Waltz? Christoph Waltz?
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz.
Okay, I'm just gonna fly through the rest of these because these are kind of just supporting.
Don't even worry about the rest of them.
We got Anne Ramsey as Mama Fratelli, and then from there it just kind of goes down the list of people that weren't really in the movie that much, and that's okay. So Tyler, new season, new you.
New boot goofing.
I'm gonna let you take the reins on your likes and dislikes about this classic of a movie.
So I didn't actually have a lot of likes.
I didn't write that much down either, dude. I feel like
I was reliving childhood nostalgia.
That's the thing, yeah.
And so I was not focused on writing shit down.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the movie, I was like, fuck, I need to write something.
I literally didn't write down anything until the movie was over.
Yeah. So, Mouth. The way he translated stuff in Spanish horribly, like it was a fucking episode of
hilarious.
Narcos.
Yeah.
Fucking cracked me up when he was translating to the Spanish woman. Fucking got me.
That was funny as shit.
Whenever what's-her-face, I can't remember her name already. Whenever Steph was just like, my glasses. I was like, that's Scooby-Doo.
That's Scooby-Doo for real. Yeah, I said the same thing.
And then whenever they were talking with Sloth about, like, we could have fixed your mouth, but instead we spent all the money on his fucking toupee. Whenever they were talking about Francis's toupee, he's like, it's real. And then, like, at the end of the movie, you can just see him floating in the water holding his toupee because he's fucking bald.
I remember, I think it's earlier in the movie. I can't remember what it was. It was whenever the bats are coming out. That's what it was, when all the bats come out of the
and it fucking blows away
tunnel.
his
Yeah,
hair.
he just straight up is holding it in his hand so they can't take it away and everything. It was fucking hilarious.
All around, a lot of just the simple, because that's all the likes that I wrote, and I felt like I need more.
I understand though. It was hard for me to write down stuff because it's hard for me to like. Obviously, we've seen this movie. You and I have. We can't speak for everybody, but most of the people that obviously was a child in the '90s and everything, they've seen this movie growing up. So to go back and watch it again, it's kind of one of those movies. Once you've seen it once, I feel like you've seen it 1,000 times. And for me, I watched it a lot whenever I was young, like young, and I haven't seen it in a really long time. So to sit back down and watch it again, it's hard for me to like still have the same experience I had the first time I watched it as a child, because I feel like you watch it as a kid and you're like, you get excited and everything, because everybody, maybe I'm just speaking like from a male audience more than, a female or whatever.
Come on, 80% of our listeners are female. Speak to the female audience.
No,
bro.
I understand, but what I'm saying is I'm male, so I'm just saying.
Tampons, ladies, am I right? How irritating. What about those cups instead, They're dishwasher safe and reusable, and you don't spend a fortune. All right, that was my piece.
What I'm saying though is I feel like like
throw your blood cup in the dishwasher, hon. It's fine.
And like I said, maybe I'm speaking more from like a male perspective and everything, but I had like a group of friends. We had our tight knit group of buddies, and I feel like a lot of guys had that with their buddies, and they kind of was able to kind of relate to these characters of their tight little group of friends, and every group had like a character that was kind of like the mouth of the group, or then like fucking Chunk or whoever. So it was relatable time and stuff like that. And then after you watch it, you get this like rush of like, man, I want to get my friends together. We're gonna go on some crazy adventure and do all this crazy stuff. And then you watch it, late 20s, speaking for myself, and I'm like, man, that was a movie. I'm not gonna call up my old buddies and be like, let's go get our bikes, man, and let's go down and let's go on a fucking adventure. Now you can't do that shit anymore. It's like I gotta make sure I watch this before I go to bed at 9:00 because I got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta fucking take a baby Advil just for my back pain.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna take something for my IBS. And then as soon as I wake up, I'm going to pee for about 30 seconds straight.
Yeah. Pretty much. But yeah, it's that's what I'm saying is I didn't write a whole lot down, and I don't want it to like, and I'm sure like speak for you too. Like I don't want it to say that like it's not a negative thing to say about this
No.
movie or anything like that. It's just this movie is kind of. I feel like it was made for at the time for a specific demographic, and now that we're older and everything like that, we're not really in that younger phase. So I feel like we've kind of transitioned away from some of that. It's still a funny movie, you know. There's still
I feel
funny
like
parts,
this movie,
but
like for
it's
people, because I'm not calling you out, but you were
No.
born in 93 or 94.
93, yeah.
So I feel like this movie was like kind of, because I was born in 95. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for 10-year-olds watching this movie, that was great. So for people born in like 75, like this movie was fucking top tier for them. Like they're not gonna fucking, there's no movie as a child that was better than the Goonies.
Yeah.
Now, for me personally, honestly, I can't think of a better movie that I watched as a kid than the Goonies, but I'm sure I could just, there's a movie out there, but
Yeah.
it's just not coming to me right now. Because personally, for me, after I watched the Goonies, because you're right, speaking from the male audience, I already spoke to the female audience. Dishwasher safe. It saves you a ton of money every month. It's just simpler.
Annoying,
It's
but
the blood
it is
cup.
what it is.
It looks
Yeah,
like
it's
half of
not-
a condom. It looks weird, but it also could double as a shot glass in emergency scenarios.
pinch situation, yeah.
Improvise,
disgusting.
adapt, and overcome.
Yeah.
But like you said, we did have that close knit group of friends, maybe 3 or 4 of us that every day, either I would assume this is the part where like this was after school, we would be like, dude, let's go on an adventure. And we'd all hop on our bikes and just fucking ride around for, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
For me, after I watched the Goonies, in the apartments, well, they weren't apartments, they were houses. There's this giant fucking mile long, like clay, like we called it red clay. It was just a red clay, like giant. It almost looked like you were in Colorado, just red as far as the eye could see.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go exploring and look for stuff, and we built this really cool little shack as like 10-year-olds. It was dope. Every day after school we would go and explore in there and everything like that. So like we would have our adventures, and I absolutely loved that, and I kind of got to relive that childhood nostalgia of doing that by watching the Goonies.
Yeah.
Because shockingly, I was not the fat kid. I just learned not to exercise and eat through adulthood. I was fucking dude. I shit
No,
you not.
I see you as like mouth out of the group, if anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, mouth. That was me,
Yeah.
hands down, no doubt in my mind. Because like growing, I wish I could find. You saw the childhood picture of me with a fucking mohawk, right?
Yeah.
So like that, just constantly. Like I would do anything. I would go anywhere. I was like, let's fucking do this. You want me to jump 20 feet onto that tree branch? I'm fucking going. Like I did everything. It was dope. I loved it. I wish I had that energy growing up into adulthood. Now it's like I could get a felony for doing that. Not going to. So like shifting to adulthood and watching this movie, it's like, man, I really wish I could find treasure because I am in debt. So I feel for the parents more than I do the kids at that point. Because let me tell you, a handful of gems versus Big Eye Willie's treasure, One-Eyed Willie's treasure floating off into the sea. Yeah, I'd be more worried about that fucking pirate ship if I knew what was on it if I was their parents.
I never really
understood
understood why they didn't go get the boat at the end. And I know there's like
no, we'll get into it.
I was gonna say
We'll get into
I
it.
know there's a book form of this movie, and maybe something different happens, but regardless, I agree with you though. We in my group of friends. Go
Garrett,
ahead.
please tell me you weren't fucking chunk.
No, I was not chunk. I mean, you see me as this lean, mean fighting machine. This is how I
Lean, mean
was.
data machine. I gotcha.
I've been skinny and tall my whole life, so I've always been that person. I definitely wasn't Mouse because I was always quiet, as a kid and everything like that. It wasn't until I got in my 20s that I was like, holy fuck, I can talk to people. But
I was a smart ass to the
Yeah,
T.
I think if anything, I was Data because I always envisioned myself as Batman. So, and I always just walk around with so much shit on me and fucking gear at all times that maybe I was fucking Data. I don't know.
Bro,
But
that checks out though.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the one character
fucking-
I think I can
That's why I said it, dude. Honestly,
Probably
because
relate
it's
to, but-
transitioned into adulthood.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like I'm snowed in. I can't leave. Garrett's like, yeah, I had a shovel in my backpack. I just fucking dug my way out. Called it a day. Yep, I got
Yeah.
stuck. I didn't have a blanket on me. I had that thermal blanket about the size of a credit card in my backpack. I was good. Started a fire. I had a 3-course meal packed up, ready to go in
There
my
we go.
backpack already. Meal prep for
I'm always
16 years
prepped
in
for
advance.
everything. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's funny too because we had a kid in our group, and I remember his name was James, and he looked if like Chunk grew up and kept looking like Chunk, it was him. He had the same hair. He had the little mark on his face and everything. He wasn't like, he wasn't a big kid, but I mean, he was on the bigger side. But he was also like stupid tall. And yeah, I mean, he was Chunk, man, if you saw him. And I remember once or twice we made him do the truffle shuffle. So it was what it was. But yes, like I said, and once again, I feel like I'm speaking from the male audience here. But yeah, I feel like everybody, and maybe it's for the females too. Maybe the females had like, oh my God, you're so Chunk and everything like that.
That's so Chunk of you.
So Chunk.
Oh my God, Regina, you're looking so Chunk today. Let's see those titties truffle shuffle. Oh shit. You good?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Good?
Hold on 2 seconds. Talk about something.
Oh, talk about something. So there I was, neck deep in Taiwanese boy puss. Nope. Oh, hold on. Switching topics. Not that one. So anyways, I'm talking to you guys, and we're just vibing, Fun fact for you. So, after the Goonies had came out, probably about 2 years after, my mom had made like this treasure map sort of thing, and she had hid a bunch of like, those fish tank gems that you find. She had found a bunch of those and a whole bunch of like fake gold coins, and she had made us a treasure map for me and all my buddies, and we had to go and find it, and it took us like 4 hours to find it because she had made clues and everything like that. And once we finally found the treasure, there was some old dude that had found it because he had watched my mom bury it and thought it was something else. And I don't know what he thought it was. And he took it and he ran off with it. Just some 40-year-old man. We were all so upset, and we told our mom about it. And she just spent so much time trying to find this man and get back the $6 it cost her to make that at a Dollar Tree. It's funny as shit, but I just enjoyed the treasure map with all the hints and clues and things like that. Not as Indiana Jones-esque as I would have liked it to, but a treasure map in the hands of a 12-year-old, fucking ecstatic, bro. Like, I shit you not. It was great.
I can't say I ever did that.
You've never gone on a treasure hunt before?
No, I never went on a treasure hunt. I lived in fucking Republic, Missouri. There was no...
I mean, you can still make up your... I lived in Reed Spring, Missouri, which, if you're not familiar, which I'm sure you're not, you literally drive through it on your way to Branson.
Yeah.
So, but behind there was just like this enormous, giant red clay pit, and my mom literally trudged through like for a solid hour and a half. It was like the best game of hide and seek, but instead of finding a person, you found a treasure. But some old dude had watched her go in there with just like a box and hide it. And he went in there and found it before we did and just took it. And I assume he just kept it and thought like I'm gonna be so rich, I'm gonna go on like the fucking that antique roadshow and get this appraised, and realize it's like $6 worth of shit at a Dollar Tree or some shit. But like my mom went all out for it, and we didn't even get to find the treasure. It was like a complete letdown. But like the adventure, fantastic. Like the woman put up a rope swing for us. Like it was sick.
That's hilarious.
Like my mom would go all out for some stupid shit. Like she would buy us costumes to go watch the Harry Potter movies when Lord of the Rings came out. She dressed up like Gandalf. We went as like the Hobbits. It was funny.
Yeah, I can't say.
It was just the whole thing.
I can't say my mom ever did that.
Yeah, in my mom's prime, dude, amazing. Later stages, not so much. It's like the level of creativity just fucking plummeted. And it's like, you're an adult now, Tyler. Stop asking me to dress up. You are 23 years old. Get a fucking life. Me just dressed up as Lord Voldemort with the bald cap and the no nose and everything. It's just like, Tyler, when will you learn? But anyway,
Never.
I killed her. Cast the unforgivable curse on her.
All right, I'm gonna go through my likes now.
Yeah, please do, man. I tried to draw out whatever you were doing with
what
some
I did,
fucking
like about this movie, and it's hard. Once again, it's hard for me to go back through what I like now compared to what I liked then. What I liked then, watching it for the first time, was that it was a movie that, like I said, you could. I mean, you kind of relate to. Obviously, you're not going to go on this crazy pirate ship adventure and everything like that, but it was something, like I said, you had your group of friends, you could relate to that. You guys wanted to go do fun stuff all the time, you could relate to that and everything else. So now watching it, it's like, okay, movie's kind of slow at the halfway mark. I feel like I'm critiquing it way more now than I did whenever I was, however old I was. It's still funny, though, even as an adult, even though I still look at myself as a kid, even though I have a kid, but regardless, it's still funny. It still makes you laugh. It still has its funny moments. It's a family movie. What were you going to say?
I think the funny thing is about pretty much any movie made for a kid is that there is always adult humor in it that you will never catch as a child.
Oh, until you get older.
It as an adult,
you're
like, did he just make a joke about coming in a fucking kids movie?
Yeah.
Is there a dead body next to some Ben and Jerry's that I just completely spaced out on?
Yeah,
ice cream?
There's you definitely, that's what I'm saying. Even after all these years, I could still laugh while watching it and everything else. And yeah, it has its moments that probably used to be funny to me that aren't as funny anymore, but it's still, like I said, it's still a comical movie. It's still a classic, Like anybody.
Can I just interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The penis gag at the beginning of the movie when they dropped the statue and broke off his wiener.
Yeah, that's something I would not have really laughed at as a kid.
As a kid, I didn't really get it. I was like, oh no, they broke something. They got to fix it. Didn't realize it was a dick. Didn't realize it. When they were like,
for some
that's
odd
my mom's
reason,
favorite
from
piece.
my memory, I thought it was a leaf that had broken off that was over the penis part.
The Statue of David thing or whatever. He's just
it's kind of a leaf over the Peter. But then now I'm rewatching. I'm like, oh, that's dick and balls. And then they glue it upside down. And it's like, I don't...
Which as an adult watching that, you're like, damn, that was actually kind of funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Dick and balls.
It has its moments that are funny to me now that probably weren't funny to me then, and then vice versa. And I mean, it's nice to be able to watch a movie this old and still be able to laugh at stuff like that, and still see new stuff that you didn't really pay attention to whenever you were watching it as a kid. And like I said, it is a not just a kids movie; it's a family's movie, or family movie. It's
all right, riddle me this, Batman. Did you and Raina and your wife sit down and watch this together?
Me and my wife sat down and watched it. My daughter did not. She did not want anything to do with watching a movie with us that day. She was having a little bit of a temper tantrum. So we watched that by ourselves. But yeah, it was what it was.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like I said, it's a good family movie. Anybody can watch it and find something they like about it and everything else.
Garrett, we're 46 minutes into this. If Claudia is hearing this, I will take the slap whenever I see you next. But how often do you think that your wife sits down with you and was like, this is the fucking movie you guys are watching? Are you kidding me? But still watches the entirety of the movie.
Sometimes if I know she's just not going to like the movie, I just do not watch it with her. I don't even tell her about it. I just watch it and then I'll tell her when I'm done. Like, hey, yeah, I watched this movie. Because I already know that she's going to be present in the room, but she's not going to watch it, even a little bit of it. So I'm just like, I'm not even going to attempt to try to watch this with you.
I'm so thrilled. So either today or tomorrow, whenever she decides to listen to the podcast,
yeah,
I don't know how frequent that is.
I don't know.
It's going to be so humorous when she just, like, you either get a text or she just questions you, like, why the fuck are you going to watch Cats?
Yeah. No, that's probably something she's actually going to want to sit down and watch with me. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
We're appealing to the female audience. The 80%, we got you. Remember, dishwasher safe cup. Safer than a tampon. No septic shock, ladies. Sorry, just appealing.
What else did I like about this movie? It spawned one of my favorite bands, Chunk No Captain Chunk. I don't know if you've ever heard of that band before.
Never.
Probably not. Okay, I would consider them like a punk band. I don't know.
Is that like the Neighborinos, the
Paris
fucking screamo Ned Flanders band?
I don't
That's
even know
a real
what
thing,
that
by the way.
is. I don't know. It's you can check out. If you know him, you know him. If you don't, I get it. Whatever. But yeah, that's why I said I didn't really have like so many things to write down for likes because it's like
right.
I don't know what else to put. You know. Go ahead. Hit me with the dislikes.
I'm just gonna burn through them because we have some changes we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Whenever they caught Chunk running away and Chunk stopped the car and he was like, "There's a bunch of murderers in that house and they killed the guy and he's in the freezer and I'm really hungry."
Mm-hmm.
The dude was singing a song while smoking, right? And then it was just like he's still smoking but yet somehow singing, like they dubbed over him. And I noticed that and I was just like, that bugged me. Just have him sing still. Don't know why. Anyways, moving on.
He's a very good singer. I guess he's like an actual like opera singer.
Yeah, he's an actual
like
operatic singer.
Yeah.
But like they dubbed over it, and I was just like, all right, moving on. Second thing, why didn't they go after the fucking ship? Didn't like that.
No, I put that down as a dislike and a change.
I put it as a change because I assumed like those kids were like, oh, we have the gems to save the house. Oh, by the way, we can buy that man and everything that man is worth on that ship.
Yeah. Well, that's something as a kid, once again, you watch it, you just think like, whoa, there goes the ship. You know, there goes One-Eyed Willie out in the foot. But then as an adult, you're like, call the Coast Guard. Grab a boat. It's not going fast. It's a sailboat. We have modern day engines and stuff. Let's drive a boat out there and take everything on board. I don't understand. There's so much gold, diamonds, rubies, all this stuff. What happened? And now it just makes you mad, you know?
Is the net worth just of one pirate coin. Just like an authentic pirate coin, like an actual gold doubloon, is roughly worth so sorry.
I mean, this movie takes place in, 1985, so
I'm saying right now.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
$64,000.
Yeah, okay.
Just for one.
So time that by how many mouth had fit in his mouth in that one scene.
Back then, they were only worth like $15,000, but that's still a lot considering price and inflation and everything like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was still a lot of money.
Yeah,
like you have $1 million house now. Back then, probably only worth 100,000.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
But probably not much. So like, he had a lot of money
Yeah.
just in his mouth. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
it's so fucking annoying.
It's something that, like I said, you go back, you watch it as an adult, and then you're like, those stupid people, they could just go get that, and then
Those
they
guys
never have
could've
to worry
probably-
about any money problems again for the rest of their lives, pass it down
And
to
then
their kids,
once
their
they hear this
grandkids.
guy,
and-
Steve Jobs, starting up a business, throw like $1,000 his way, just be like, hey, I was there. Just call it a day, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just something that, I don't know. Like I said, going back as an adult, you watch it, it just pisses you off because
Dude.
I don't know why they don't go after it.
So I know I've appealed to the female audience a lot today in this episode of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Gentlemen, the they, thems, that 11%, that 9% of guys. So I'm growing back my beard, right? I have the mustache still. Not yet accommodable for drinking like sodas like out of the can or the bottle because I have the mustache, but the beard doesn't poof out enough. So every time I like try and drink something that's not with the straw, it's just spilling all over me because I don't have enough poof on the beard to just let it sit. So I'm just pouring it onto my fucking shirt because I'm not used to it yet. And it's the same thing when you shave off your mustache. You can't tell me you've never experienced that, Garrett. That fucking uncertainty just for a split second where you splash a little on you and you're like, I don't have my mustache anymore.
There's I do feel that, but then again, I don't let my mustache grow out too much because one time a long time ago, I was doing straight mustache. You remember the days when I was like, I'm just doing stash. And
stash.
I grew that
Did it
bad
for a
boy
week.
out. It was doing pretty good. I did mine for like a month, and then one day I was drinking an energy drink. Couldn't remember what it was, but I was drinking it, and one of my mustache hairs got caught in the tab on it. So when I took the drink, everything was good. Pulled it out, pulled out a mustache hair, hurt like a son of a bitch. Went home that night, shaved it off because I was like, can't do that. And I've been traumatized ever since.
Yeah, it happens every now and again. That's like
It's
being ballsy
terrible.
enough to just
It
rip
is
out
like-
your nose hair.
Yeah, it's worse than that, man. It fucking hurts.
No, it does. I'll give you
Yeah.
that. But I've learned the trick of, the old thing where people used to grab your hair and they'd be like 2 up or 1 down. And they would yank your hair either 2 times down or 1 up. 1
Yeah.
up always hurt.
Yeah.
2 down. So like when you're drinking, you're like pulling that hair up that gets caught. And then when you
Yeah.
pull it down, it yanks it. I'm just like, I've learned to just not drink from a can and pour it into something else.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it that way. That's the rules of the beard and the mustache.
I'm trying to start getting into using a straw every time I drink something lately, but
You got to. Anyway, so
it's better for
we've
your
gone
teeth.
through
That
our
was our beard
and our
and a half,
dislikes. Beard review.
facial hair moment there. Those are
Brought to you
segment for
by-
guys.
The 19% that could be they, them, and male. The other 80%, remember, that little thing is dishwasher safe. All right? I'm just appealing to everybody. All right?
Okay, so my dislikes, like I said, I put the boat thing in both of them because it made me mad. And once again, I understand there's a novelization version of this movie that I guess went into a little bit more depth with some of the stuff. Like I know I read in the book it actually like lists off their whole like creed or whatever for the Goonies themselves. I can't remember what the whole thing is. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to look it up right now, but yeah, there's like a whole thing because we hear him in the movie. We hear him talk about how like Goonies never say die, which looking back at it too, it's like why is that one of like your only rules? And you guys are like 12 and
who's
13.
killing
How many
kids?
Yeah, how many life-threatening situations are you guys really in? And then if this is true, like maybe you need to take a step back and really realize, holy shit, maybe we should calm down on these adventures we going on. Okay, wait, I got it right here. So their oath that was cut out. So it says, I will never betray my goon doc friends. We will stick together until the whole world ends. Through heaven and hell and nuclear war, good pals like us will stick like tar. I mean, that rhymes, I guess, but not really.
I would have
In the
preferred,
city,
like, will be adored.
yeah, it is kind of weird. In the city or the country or the forest or the boonies, I am proudly declared a fellow Goonie. That's it. And then Goonies never say die, which is just, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't like
there.
that. Who's murdering kids?
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe
It's
they
like
do
the
need to
same
move
time
out of
frame
this
as
town
It.
if there's just like
We've got a clown every 37 years named Pennywise.
maybe
Maybe that's it. Steven Spielberg. I mean, there you go.
Somehow all these kids want to stay there. I don't understand it, but whatever.
Just some kids murdering a clown.
Going on a death-defying adventure just to stay in a town where apparently kids are getting murdered.
Yeah. Who knows? Goonies never die, bro.
Once again, I know in the book they said that some stuff happened a little bit different. They put a little bit more story into other things. So maybe in the book version, they went after the shit. Maybe in the book version, the ending was different. Hey, if it was and you know about it, let us know. Leave in the comments below. How was it different? Because that's the only thing I could really find. And then also I read that in the end of the movie, I guess it talks about how Chunk's family does adopt Sloth. Like to the point of they even threw him a bat mitzvah because, yeah. So I know that's one of the only differences, but I don't know if it ever went into detail about the ship. But obviously that being the major part that you go back and watch as an adult and you're like, what the fuck? Just go after the ship, man. Come on. I don't know. The only other thing I wrote down was, I guess it's like a timeless movie for us because we saw it, but I definitely could see how, like, if I told, let's see, if I asked my 15-year-old niece, I said, hey, watch the Goonies. I guarantee you she's never seen it before. And I guarantee you if I sat her down to watch it, she would absolutely hate it. I don't feel like the youth today would really appreciate this movie as much as we did when we were younger. So it's
Yo
not that
Gabba Gabba and fucking Baby Shark aren't in it,
shit's
bro.
different. Everybody's got iPhones and everything else, and yeah.
Saw a fucking 8-year-old running around with a brand new iPhone, and I was like, damn, I can't even afford that. I got the one before that. You want to switch me?
Yeah,
but it's just like, okay, damn.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not that I don't like it. It's just that this movie, like, once again, it's timeless for us, but I feel like it's not gonna last forever, unfortunately, because at a certain point. That was
kind of like when we sat down and watched Howard the Duck. I have nothing against Howard the Duck, but that was made for a generation before us.
Yeah.
And I did not like that. There are probably people that just hate me for saying, like, you're fucking shitting on Howard the Duck. No, I enjoyed the movie. It was good. But it wasn't made for, like, my generation.
Exactly,
our generation.
Yeah.
It was made for a different one. The Goonies was made for our generation. The kids nowadays, I don't fucking... I don't know what movie that they would just be like, at 10 years old, they'll go back to and watch it and be like, this was a great movie.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Know.
So I don't think this movie can really stand the test of time. But, I mean, once again, it's not a dislike. It's just something I'm just throwing out there and stuff like that. But, yeah, mainly
I will point out,
yeah,
you know how you said, like, about the pirate ship? I was reading, because there was another deleted scene where there was actually an octopus that appears. And in the video game version of the Goonies, there is an octopus that appears. So in the book version, there might have actually been an octopus that was in the deleted scene, because at the end of the movie, whenever Data is like, yeah,
he does say something about an octopus. I forgot about that.
And the octopus was very scary. It was a deleted scene because they cut it out for time, because they were already at like 2 hours and like 20 minutes with the octopus scene, and then more stuff that was cut. So there was stuff in the movie that got deleted out of it that will never be seen.
It sucks. I want to see the octopus.
Well, I read stuff about, like, none of the kids on set were allowed to see the pirate ship. After they get launched out of the water slide, first reactions, all of it, they did it first take, and it was incredible. I watched the behind the scenes on that.
You
That
know
was
what?
cool.
Now I'm thinking about it, there was one more thing I disliked, and once again, I understand maybe it was the thing in that time period or whatever. The shorts on the outside of the sweatpants. What the fuck's up with that, man?
It's just so people
What's
can't stare at your dick dongle.
That's what Brand was wearing throughout the whole movie, and I just never. You see him at the very beginning, and you're like,
Fashion,
"Wait,
bro.
why are you wearing shorts on the outside of your sweatpants?" Okay, but it's just weird, you know.
Okay.
I
Why
don't
do
know.
you wear
And
shorts
once
on
again,
the inside of your pants?
I don't wear shorts on the inside of my pants
Why do you wear thermals on the inside of your pants?
because it's cold, and I don't want
Okay.
my boys
Maybe his-
downstairs to shrivel inside of me any more than they already are when it's cold.
Maybe same principle, just on the outside, bro. His legs are toasty,
Maybe.
but his dick was cold.
And once again, hey, I get it. You know, that generation probably looks at us now and they're like, "What the fuck is this youngin' wearing?" I get it, but I'm just saying that's something not that necessarily I disliked. It was just kind of like shorts on the outside of the sweatpants. Okay,
Yeah,
seems
because I will say this.
like a waste of time, but whatever.
What the fuck was her name? Andy,
Andy, yeah,
the girl.
Mm-hmm.
First childhood crush. I was 10 years old. And that was only because you got to see her, like, not her. This is going to sound real weird. Just
I was gonna say
just
you don't
bear
get to
with
see
me on
anything,
this
but
one.
all right, I'm
you don't see anything. You see
Yeah.
nothing. It's a kid's movie. But the very beginning, the very suggestive thing, like the dude with the mirror pointing down at
Oh
their crotch.
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
10 years old, I was like, what is this? And then towards the end of the movie, you can kind of see her butt. And as a kid, I was like, what is this? And then as an adult, I'm like, whoever directed this movie was kind of, why did we include this in there? Like, if we're thinking about this, those girls are probably like freshmen or sophomores in high school. And the dude in the car is obviously junior or senior.
Yeah.
And then you have the nosy friend in the back that's just the third wheel, just a cock block. And then you have the dude that she actually likes, and they're just riding around on a cruise, and the dude is just being a perv. But again, different time period, man.
Different time period, yeah. I don't know, man. It's it's
Anyways,
a little bit different.
so,
I would think, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we do not have to get into that any more than it has already been stated. We have our likes, we have our dislikes. I'm gonna jump into the changes of the movie because I noticed.
Like I said, I don't really have anything, so yeah, you go ahead with yours.
Garrett, can you tell me how many candles Zero picked up?
I don't remember.
Okay,
So it seemed like a lot. There was
he
quite a
picked
few
up
in
a
that
lot,
bag.
right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, when they're trying to get out of that little tiny hole that Sloth opens up, he had one. What
Yeah, it was
the
their last
fuck
one.
happened to the other 5 or more that were there? You feel like at some point they would have lit one of them off and realized, oh, this is dynamite before that moment because they were using them as candles.
See, stuff like that, I don't always read into too much because I'm sure shit was cut. Like you said, they had a deleted scene with the whole octopus thing that was cut out and everything else. So maybe that was cut out. I don't know, but I do understand where you're coming from there. Yeah, they did have
used
a
that
hell of a
shit
lot more.
to blow them up while they're being chased. He could have just blew their way that way they couldn't chase them anymore. Little tiny
Yeah.
TNT, you know, it's gonna make some damage and maybe a cave in just on
Yeah.
one part of that little thing. Could have stopped them from following them any further. Saved a lot of trouble. The boat would have been there. Could have gone out and been like, "Hey, we found a boat full of gold. We're rich." But again, we don't know
true.
how it truly ends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's my change.
That's it. That was your only one.
Yeah, I wish Zero. I put Zero. His name is Data. I wish
I was
Data.
wondering, but I knew what you were saying, so I just went with it.
I wish I almost put short round when I wrote that because I was like, that's short round. But I wish Data would have lit one of those sticks like way earlier and realized what it was, so they could have, done something. Also, just adding it in when they were playing the piano and like doing it badly on the bones, the Rattle Me
Yeah.
Bones piano. What was holding up those rocks when they walked in? Like, surely if that was just like that, they would have collapsed as soon as they walked in. Just all of them dead. the Goonies died together?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's something I never really thought about. Maybe just pressure, They just kind of all push together so tightly, and then whenever they hit the
And
wrong one, it vibrates them. I don't know.
in fairness, I have played that Polar Breaker game where you put all the cubes in there and you hit
Oh,
it with a hammer.
yeah. Okay, so maybe it's something like that.
So no, what you described is perfect. There's pressure, and you
Yeah,
just hit the wrong one, it all collapses. So I get it. That makes sense.
yeah.
Maybe Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch were onto something with their good vibrations.
That's
Maybe
what it
that's what it
was.
was.
Yeah. They
Anyway,
were
what
they
would
were
you
playing it on the
change, if anything?
I just the ship thing. That was really the only thing I had. They go after the ship at the end. Because,
Yep.
obviously, I never, now looking back on it, I'm like, why didn't they? The kids could have easily just been like, hey, there's money. Hey, police, there's money on that. Gold, jewelry, pearls, diamonds, whatever. It's all there. Just go get it. It's
Then which
very
begs
slowly floating away into the sunset. Just go get it.
which begs the question: would they give the money to the kids? Like, you know how like you find a historical piece of
So
something,
I
you
read
get
something about this. So there's like some sort of like, I don't remember if it was like pirate code or like what it is exactly. So Mikey was the only person that was able to go on board of the ship and take something off of it. In his marble bag, he had the jewels or whatever, you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, he now lays claim to everything that's on the ship. It's all his.
that is
According
pirates
to
code.
according to the pirates code. Now, is that going to transition into real life with cops and everything else? Maybe, I don't know. But at the same time, his dad being like runs the history. Also going back watching this movie as an adult, kind of didn't really have like the biggest plot line ever. It's like the town's
Yeah.
going crazy. Let's treasure hunt. But his dad ran the history museum or something like that. I don't know. It didn't really say, some history thing.
So there
So I
is
mean,
a-
I would assume he could somehow manage to get that stuff.
So there is a historic preservation fund that
Yeah.
exists, and it's like $1.5 billion that you can request. But if you find
Jesus.
something of significant historical value,
Mm-hmm.
you can get a grant if you donate that item for its estimated value after it's been preserved. So
Got you.
if it gets donated to a museum after you yourself donate it and it's been, I say refurbished very loosely as a term,
Yeah.
you can then get a federal grant for that. And it'll be donated to a museum in your name as a founder or like as a finder of the vehicle of the artifact, and then you get a grant for it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I'd
Right.
assume it's sort of like how people do when they find like dinosaur bones and shit like that.
Yeah, probably shit like
Because
that.
I remember like somebody found a bullet from like one of those fucking Civil War things, and like they got like buku bucks out of it. Like there was a guy here in town that found something when they built the Galois Theater
Mhm.
underneath it. Federal award was $248,000
Jesus.
that was matched by it, and I was just like, damn, okay. Is there
Yeah.
anything else here in town that was found? Nothing. A lot of stuff at federal parks before they banned the use of little beeper metal detector things,
Yeah.
because people would dig up, historical lands just to
Yeah.
find
A
an
penny
18th
or
century,
something stupid.
something, and
Yeah.
it'd be worth millions. But they're like, let's preserve this.
Yeah.
No, I'm here to fucking make money off this. I spent $800 on this fucking metal detector.
It's not
I
gonna
am
pay
not
for
going
itself.
to a beach
Come on, man.
and looking like that 160-year-old white dude with fucking suntan lotion and a
Under
fucking
your
Bayou
nose.
hat.
Yep.
I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Instead, I'm gonna break into a federal park or a national park, and just beep around until I find something good. You know.
That's how we're gonna do it.
Anyways, that's it. I'm done.
I'm done. That's it. We've done it.
We have completed the third episode of season. No, it's not the third episode.
It's the
It's gotta
fourth
be the
or
fourth.
fifth. I don't know.
No, it's the fourth episode. Shang-Chi was the third.
Yeah.
We are on
Fourth
episode number
episode.
4 of season 2. 3.5 movie reviews. And with that, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Garrett.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Goodbye, everyone.
Oh shit! I dropped my mic.
Why do I
That's a
sound
good way to
younger?
end that.
I don't know.
All right, Mike's still good.
Mike's still good, though.
Stopping
that's what's important.
recording now.